never watched any of the other shows, but I know all of Michael Myers was a buddy of mine, and we had one reunion, and we all got together, and but no, nothing like that.
They did talk to me about doing another one. They put it on the shelf. It's hard to say what they're going to do. You know, there's talk Halloween 3D. There's all kinds of talk of other stuff. I'm just going to have to wait and see, read the script, you know, if they present it to me. And if there is another Michael Myers, you know, that's fine. I just hope he sucks. No, I'm kidding. I wish the franchise the very best. Yes, right. No, I'm kidding. Any other questions?
Yeah, does playing Michael Myers give you a taste for playing horror films? I don't know, did you do horror films before this, anything? And did this give you a taste for doing more?
Yeah, you know, I did a little film called How to Make a Monster, which I don't know if you'd want to call it a horror film or whatever, but I did that one, and then I did Rob Zombie's Devil's Rejects, where I took over the role of Rufus. And I was on that for 4 days, got to shoot at a bunch of cops and have a great time. And then from that, he asked me, he wrote the Halloweens and called me and said, hey, you want to do the Halloween? So in essence, it helped me start my own company. So I'm greatly indebted to Rob Zombie. I'm greatly indebted to the Halloween franchise to give me an opportunity to get into this genre. I mean, I'm just having a great time. You know, because it's because of you fans that we have a job and a career, and it's just fantastic. And the horror fans are some of the most loyal fans out there. And my next film is a supernatural thriller for all you paranormal people. Just saying.
Cool.
Any other questions? Yes. Can you be in my next movie? You'll work for free? Can you serve coffee? You can carry the lunch tray. No, I don't know.
He isn't looking for investors.
You never know. Next time we put out a breakdown, apply, and we'll definitely take a look at it. All right. Any other questions? Yes.
How about writing your own movie?
Pardon me?
Are you interested in writing your own movie?
I can't.
Are you interested in writing?
Yeah, this actually Compound Fracture was written by my wife, Renee Dearlings, and myself. So we wrote it, produced it, and are starring in it. So I guess the next step would be trying to direct or something. So I don't know. And I did do catering on that too, so I did carry a lot of coffee my damn self. Any other questions? Somebody's got to have a weapon. Yeah, we'll see if you can be in my next movie. Damn. Anybody else got another question? Somebody's got to have a question. We'll see.
Which Halloween do you like doing better, the first one or the second?
You know, that is an interesting question, because the first one kind of followed the same script and showed how Michael Myers was a product of his environment, and the second one kind of goes into Rob Zombie's mind. So I knew I wanted to kick up the killings, and I said, Rob, if I'm going to do the second one for you, I'm going to have to make these killings way more intense than the first one. So I kind of enjoyed doing that. Like that first one where I killed the nurse. That was kind of fun. Oscar winner, right? I've got to be the only serial killer that killed an Oscar winner. Olivia Spencer, yes, you died at my knife. Love it.
Not only that, when I watched the film on the Grumman Chinese big screen, I just found out what the original Michael Myers was, and John Carpenter. He was a pansy compared to this guy. I mean, he made me look like I shouldn't even been in the film. But anyway, no, but I mean, he was much stronger and violent and all that good stuff that horror brings today. But John Carpenter never showed that. He was more what's in the shadows, psychological, you know, and let your mind create the energy of drama and action and horror. And, but no, on the other side, I just figured, I said, wow, man, I don't want to get around with this guy when he gets to the night and 5 minutes of rock music.
Any other questions? Somebody has to have some questions before we take off here. Yes. What's it like working with Rob Zombie? That was really surreal. The first time was on the Devil's Rejects, and I hadn't met Rob. I went in there and we started filming, and the sound guys were playing Rob's videos with the dreadlocks. I was like, okay, and then I look over, and then Rob's sitting in the director's chair chewing gum, going on stage. And I just looked back and forth. It was surreal, you know. And then I walked over there, and Rob goes, "Oh, hey, Tyler, how you doing? Thanks for coming." I'm like, okay, this is a trip. But he is a fantastic guy to work with. He's got a great vision. I mean, he is an artist, so he lets you do your thing, which is great. Because some directors try to pigeonhole you into what they see it to be, and he let us do our own thing. Sometimes he let us do our thing a little too much. You know, he'd let the camera roll because he'd get into it, and he'd be like, "Oh, yeah, that's really cool." It's actually my first scene on Halloween 1 with Scout. We shot the basement scene where the girl's laying dead in front of us, and she picks up the knife. She actually picked up the knife and stabbed me in the shoulder with a real knife. I was like, damn! I've got another month and a half on this. Am I gonna die? But luckily I had a leather piece there that she had that didn't go in too bad, so. But it was a lot of fun.
I have one thing to say because we have to wrap this out. I want to thank the organization here who brought us here to talk and sign autographs and pictures and all that. But this is really a wealthy cause. But I was unbelievably impressed when they drove me up this road to see this building for the first time. And then last night we talked to some ghost for a half hour, and I found out he belonged to the union. But other than that. But it was really exciting to go through here last night, but to see it today. So, in your heart, and you know people, support this good cause. What they're trying to do is redo this building for shows or amphitheaters or whatever they're trying to do. So I thank you, and I thank you for appearing for them. They're welcome donations or whatever, how you want to do it, or if you want to work for them on another show, volunteer. But for myself, this is a healthy, good cause, and I think Buffalo needs it because one big building like this makes all those other little buildings down there in town look small. So this is quite an achievement of architect, and I was really impressed, so thank you very much.
We have one more question. How did I make the transition from pro wrestling to acting? Actually, I wrestled all over the world. I wrestled in Mexico City, where they make these Mexican wrestling films. Have you ever seen any of them? They're kind of cheesy. Well, I got an opportunity to do one where I played an intergalactic vampire with 3 midget wrestler sidekicks dressed up as Indians back in the late 80s. Why are you laughing? Have you seen it? Good. He hasn't seen it. I'm not even going to tell you what the name of that damn thing was. But I did that, and I realized, hey, I want to do that instead of getting dropped on my head, because they feature. And then Universal Action Pack, they were doing the sequel to the Smoke and the Bandit. They did the 4 different films to see which one, and they asked me if I wanted to be in that. And I did that in 92, and then I realized I wanted to get into the acting instead of getting dropped on my head. And Sabretooth came along, and when that came along, I hung up my wrestling boots and had a great career, 11.5 years, went all over the world, but that's how I transitioned into acting. A cheesy wrestling Mexican wrestling movie. It happens, sorry. Actually, I studied Shakespeare. No. Thank you for coming, guys. Have a great time. Thank you for coming. Have a great time, and we will see you guys around the show, okay? All right, take care.